Well, welcome back to another exciting episode of Putting This Engine Together. I'm getting there, slow but sure. Today we're going to put the exhaust and intake manifolds on. We're not going to put the carburetor on until we get it into the car or installed the engine into the car. Likewise with the distributor, we're going to leave that off too. But let's get the exhaust and intake manifolds on and see how it looks. Both the exhaust and intakes were machined. The surface is very smooth, really nice, and it's been painted with heat-related paint. Don't know how long it'll last, but no cracks. Everything looks good. It was sandblasted all down and it looks really nice. So same thing with the intake manifold, which is here and looking pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and install it. Should not take very long at all. So first thing we got to do is put the studs in. And we're going to use a little sealant on the coarse side of the threads. Just a little bit will do. Otherwise, we got a big mess if we put too much on there. And that's seated all the way down just fine. We got our rings to put on the exhaust ports only. These will not fit into the intake side because they're smaller. I'm talking about on the actual intake. So there's one on the outside and there's two in the middle. And they just kind of slip into place like that. That's pretty easy. And then we've got our exhaust, or our gaskets rather. The washers are kind of unusual looking washers there for the whole thing. And a brass nut. And both sides are the same surface, have the same surface, so it can go on any way you want to put it on. there you have it. That's as far as I'm going on the engine. The next thing is the flywheel and clutch. All of that's going to go back here next. But I had a hell of a time with this exhaust manifold, I'll tell you. The rings, the metal rings that go between the block and the manifold itself would not fit. They would circumference-wise because they were split and you could adjust them that way. But the thickness of it, the height, if you will, was too much. And I suspect that because this thing is as old as it is, it's been machined a bunch of times, and therefore there was less of an impression or depression inside the manifold to allow that ring to go in there. So I thought about what my options were, because the manifold was not sitting against it, and I could tell that the gasket was not allowing the intake to sit flush against the block. So what I did was I tossed the rings. I was thinking about grinding them, but I thought, nah, I don't want to do that. I tossed them, and I ended up using Prime Guard high temperature copper gasket maker. I got this on either Snyder's or Burt's, or I don't remember which supplier, but this was designed for the exhaust here where it goes to the muffler. So I thought, okay, well, I can use this here, and we'll see what happens. If it blows out, I'll have to go back and do something else to prevent the leak. But I think it's sealed up pretty well. I don't think exhaust is going to get out. I don't think that that air is going to suck in from here, from the intake. So I think it looks okay. The gaskets are seated properly, and we're okay. At least I'm going to cross my fingers and hope we won't know once again until I go to start it. So anyway, that's it for now. Alternator generator is what I'm going to do, is convert from 6-volt positive ground generator to 6-volt positive ground alternator for everything. So I got to get that on here yet, and put the clutch housing, like I said, and all of that good stuff back here next. So thank you for watching. Subscribe if this is the first time you've seen my channel and all the videos here, so that you'll get notification about future videos. But I'm happy with it so far. Can't wait to get it started, that's for sure. Thanks for watching.